Well, welcome back to Cosmic Gossip. We are really people who are curious about the cosmos, the planet, and really all the beings living on this planet. So, with me today is Lyell Parry. Last episode, we talked about this energy shifting and also the changing or shifting of the human consciousness. You had some great ideas about how to prepare for that. For instance, collective meditation at the same time, where our minds and heart connect, and also in the sanctuary to rebalance the heart and head. And today, I really want to talk about another fascinating topic that you alluded to. There's some stories about this existence of Atlantis civilization. And for some reason, they disappeared from the face of the earth. And could you tell us more about that? How do you come to know them? And what are their great mysteries on earth?
Hello again, Yenong, and thanks for having me back here again too. It's very exciting. Most certainly I will. If we look at historically what we know about Atlantis, the only real specific connection we have from history is through Plato. And what he heard was second or third or fourth hand too about this wonderful civilization with the main town with circles of canals around it, and that was about it, and that it disappeared. So that's what we have from history. But very many of us have deep inner memories of this time, of this place. And of course, also many psychics and prophets have spoken about Atlantis as this incredibly technologically advanced civilization that disappeared under the sea. And for my own part, um, I just diverge for a moment. I have always felt that I had some kind of help from other sources, some other dimensions. Some people might call them angels or guides or guided teachers. And when I was 21, I got involved with a group called Inner Peace Movement. And one of the first things we learned was to have very direct, clear contact with our guided teachers, and which was fantastic because I could always feel them there. Suddenly, they got this direct line, as it were. Um, and Atlantis had always been a curiosity to me, so I started looking back into earlier lifetimes, what I had done before, and I asked about Atlantis. Was that something I was involved in, as I've always felt it was? I'm not sure if I wanted to know the answer, but yes, I was there and got to understand a lot of what Atlantis went through as a civilization. I must say that it was a really incredible mix, not just of humans, but there were beings from all sorts of corners of the cosmos. It was a lot more diverse than what we might imagine. Um, and I had several lifetimes there that I became aware of. All of them were in a position of power or to do with development of technology. So that's my background with Atlantis.
So
What my
interesting, because for me, Atlantis was number one. There's a US TV series about Atlantis.
ah
And also, I just came about a few books who wrote about not only Atlantis, but the so-called different civilizations, way more advanced, that's already been on Earth several rounds, several times. And
yeah.
for some reason, that type of books just grip me and my attention because I find it hard to believe we are it. We're the only one intellectual beings, existed on Earth. So for that, I think you seem to be not alone because there are people who seem to be either channeling or downloading or suddenly getting this no don't know where voices or inspirations that give them the knowledge that they didn't seem to be able to acquire in the normal channel. That's why we call this a gossiping. We're not proving or disproving anything. We really, for those few humans who seem to know there are other beings helping us on Earth, and there are other civilizations way more advanced than us
Mm.
probably existed. And luckily, I think some of the archaeological findings are gradually proving some of the legends actually maybe indeed existed. Okay. So mysteries being solved, veils being unveiled. So, but for you, I really want to go deeper because last episode we talked
Yeah.
about this transition that humans, if we couldn't elevate to this new fifth dimension, maybe the future is pretty dire. But the Atlantis lesson, and you talked about they really pursued the science and technology to extreme, but they neglected the cultivation of their own spiritual side of it,
Yes,
or
divine
the heart
wisdom. Yeah.
compassion, the great
Yes.
compassion of the heart.
Mm.
So could you go a bit deeper into that?
I would love to. I would just like to say that in the process of learning about Atlantis, I got shown very many other civilizations that have come and gone on Earth, but for millions of years back. Atlantis is probably one of the most recent ones, but we're not necessarily all just humans, as we might imagine. There are all sorts of other types of beings, part human maybe. But okay, it's a little a sidetrack, but that is where I see Atlantis. It's quite a recent thing for our evolution. Um, and you're right. What I saw happen there is just exactly what you're saying there, Yinong, that our technological side creating miracles as we're doing now too with AI and everything. But if we don't have the wisdom, the maturity to deal with it, it's well, look what happened there. It went belly up.
Digging our own tomb very quickly to let the silicon-based life taking over, huh?
Yeah. Well, what I remember, or what I was shown in when I was going back to look at Atlantis itself, is actually a lot of beings left. Um, and to I don't know where they went, to other places. But so I would not say that everyone in Atlantis had got out of balance and was corrupt and greedy and that, but that those that weren't got out of there quickly, but the rest of us that didn't stayed and went under, as it were. And I was most definitely one of those. And I had quite a large part to play. I wouldn't say I was responsible, but myself, along with many, many others, were. And I would say that that's why there is, or partly why there's such an interest in Atlantis now on this planet, is because we're all back here again, trying to get it right this time.
So what you're saying is there are a few of those reincarnated Atlantis now among us, and they're
I would,
trying to put what they have learned from their own civilization to use
yes.
today. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Okay. And you're
oh,
one of those?
oh, you bet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I would say I'm way, way off being unique. I would guess there are thousands or hundreds of thousands
And you're not alone.
from that
Okay.
experience that have
Okay.
come back now, and we try and get it right this time. I,
Mm, mm, mm.
I bet you that people watching now, there'll be a lot of people resonating with that, saying, "Oh yeah, just something inside in the back here that kind of makes, oh yeah, he's right," you know.
I see. I see. Yeah. It's not so far-fetched that whether our own biological information or what's learned behavior, learned information, and wisdom, they will be recorded in the DNA. And that
Yes.
black box do carry on. That's why
Mm.
we will suddenly maybe realize or remember things that it's not this life's experience. So for you, definitely that reincarnation, that life goes on kind of a thing, to you, it's a given. It's not
No,
not a hearsay. It's a given. Okay.
I will add another layer of horror to that too, or otherwise. I also got shown a whole series of lifetimes where I was in a position, usually in a position of power as a king or queen or country leader, or where I was developing new concepts. And time after time, I have come up with wonderful ways to reform a country and bring in new things, and it doesn't work. I either get executed for being too smart or the country goes broke. And it's the same pattern. I kind of don't quite get it all together here. Somehow my greed might make the project collapse or oh, it's identical to Atlantis. This time we're getting it right, Ying. There's no two ways
This
about it.
time we will. Okay. So we're not
Because
coming to the doomsday, huh?
no, we forget that. Well, okay, right. That's the next thing. We're right back here again, aren't we? You look, we've got amazing technology on this planet. It's just awesome. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, I turn on the AI and it's like, it's disbelief for me. The things that come out of it.
Seems intelligent and sentient, isn't it?
Yes,
The
yeah,
AI. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but what I see now, and just carrying on from what we talked about last time too, we're at the point of the Great Division where either we make it or we don't. That's well, look what's happening on the planet right now. With there's wars everywhere, and look at the state of the
Chaos.
environment.
Complete
That
chaos.
scares me more than the wars, I will say. You know, or the greed, the exploitation, of someone who's psychopath, out of touch with their heart, going and sucking the life out of the planet. We can't keep doing that, or we'll be another Atlantis, and who
Will be
wants
wiped
that?
out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, there's no choice. We get it right this time.
Hmm. When did
But
you realize? When did you realize you're one of the Atlantician? What point?
I had
What?
this really amazing mother. She seemed to know stuff. And
Hmm.
she was always just subtly bringing up past things, and Atlantis was one of them. And it's
Oh.
like my ears were, oh, wow. I just felt something like, you
Hmm.
know,
The instant connection to that. Yeah.
yes. But
Okay.
it's thanks to my very forward thinking, mm, wonderful, wise mother. Same with astrology. She was a trained astrologer,
Oh,
and
okay.
and so she really schooled me on Aquarius too, which we're coming into now, and what that means, you know. Which, by the way, the hippie movement was like the little kickstart for what we're doing now: harmony, love, and understanding. And I hope this time around it ends better than the hippie movement did. But that was that energy of love, understanding, enlightenment. That's what we're heading towards.
So
That's what.
that realization of a new age is coming. It's been here for a while. It's ushered in the 80s, and then we're still trying to
Mm,
really get the hang of it, isn't it?
yes. Well, we're fully
Okay.
here now. This is our chance to make it real. This is a chance for new humanity. You know. Um,
Okay. Okay.
but in my opinion, that shift is exactly what we're talking about. Come into the heart. Live Wu Wei life. Be in the flow. Then we're not going to get into the exploitation of the planet. We'll take care of things. Live with some good integrity. So we can all
But
do
the
it.
heart you're talking about is not really the Western anatomy's idea or concept of the heart. Because in the Taoist, the heart actually is the heart spirit. It's the monarch, it's the ruler of your whole being, actually.
Mm.
So when we say we feel and think, we say my heart thinks, my heart feels. So it's much, much bigger of a physical organ than the
Yes.
Western medicine or anatomy refer to. So when you say Aquarian time, and then it's a time to balance the head and heart, it's time to really elevate that heart's power in
Mm.
compassion. You really refer to that kind of a heart energy, isn't it?
Perfect. Yes, that's what I mean. Thank you.
Because interestingly, when you say the astrology of the West refers to now we are entering into the Aquarians, and which is water. But our big cycle, energetic cycle, we're saying we're entering the fire cycle. And the fire
Oh,
cycle very much is destroy the old, destroy everything that's the old, and from the ashes, rebirth the new. Okay. And
wow.
it started, I believe it started 2024, this new cycle.
Yes.
We just came out of the mountain cycle, which is real estate and land and uh,
Yes.
extract everything from the land. So now it's really it's the heart age. It's the metaphysically.
Yes.
It's about a new civilization. It's about really the new consciousness. So
Yes.
comparing those two paradigm,
I hear you say the same thing,
you
or
would think it's the
similar.
same thing? How?
Yeah.
How do you see the parallel or the similarity?
We're experiencing the destruction now, aren't we? The fire, you know. And to me, that's an integral part of coming into the next phase, which is, harmony, love, peace. Um, but usually when any change, you have the destruction first to make way for the new.
Mm,
I see that as integral. You know,
mm.
it's not
Okay.
not separate things. It's not just suddenly fluffy ducks and la 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 la. That would be nice, but it doesn't work that way, does it?
The even the destruction cycle could be quite painful, chaotic, and takes a while. And then it
Yes,
takes probably even more effort to really rebirth the new, isn't it? Yeah.
yes, because
You
I
did
mean,
mention that from very early on, probably my guessing is during the New Age era, that you learned how to connect and learn from the guides from
yeah,
different dimensions. So
that's
I
right.
want to ask you, are we alone in this, humans, or really there are other
Oh,
beings, other forces converging here, helping the earth to do the elevation, helping the
oh,
humans to transition?
you bet. From what
What do
I
you know? What do you know? Let's gossip. What do you know?
right, here comes some good cosmic gossip about who's here and who's not.
Who's here? Who are here? What are the forces? Little gray
Well,
man, or?
it's all good. But I want to say first that my understanding of this planet as a learning place is very, very special. And, it's not everyone that gets to be here. I feel it's a great honor. And I feel that's because we can mix with people of all different levels of consciousness here. Well, we can't always do that in other places. So, it might be tough here and a lot of conflicts, and, we have to really work to move ahead, but we can, and learn from, all the different types of people we meet here, or beings, not just people. Um, so I would say to start with, planet Earth is a very special school. And because we're going through now this huge transition into new humanity, to the fifth dimension, we have got beings from all over the cosmos watching us and saying, "Oh, what are they going to do next? Are they going to make it? Are they going to blow up again? Are they?" So that is how I see what the picture of what's happening cosmically right now. We are the great center of interest. Yeah, definitely.
There are interesting, like two things pop to mind. One is in Chinese history, we always have not only reincarnated immortals and sages,
Yeah,
but also they are directly descended. They just came down, do their thing, and leave.
yeah,
But they also seem to have this universal rule that you should not be directly interfering. So
Yes.
these beings, when you say they are here, they're helping, in what way? So you guys like hear their whispering and you have a direct line chatting with them, so they really
Yep.
have to go through the humans?
Uh,
What
but
what's the channel?
but to start with, you're absolutely right. That's rule number one. You never interfere with people's development, but you support when support is asked for.
When
That
we ask. Okay.
Yes, of
Okay.
course, absolutely. If I would like to say, if anyone is having communication with other levels or other beings who are telling them what they must or must not do, you got the wrong number. Don't
Oh,
listen. But
okay.
but that's very rare. No, that's number one rule from their side is support and always possible, but you do not interfere. Yeah, so very true. Um, my work here with Sitchin Foundation, we have a team of very, very wonderful guided teachers that support us, give us inspiration to do things. For example, the Project Deep Peace that I mentioned to you in the last Cosmic Gossip, that came as a download from two of them. Very, very clearly, we said we want to help, we want to do things. Shen Foundation's role is to uplift humanity. And so they're there supporting us with that, make a suggestion. Oh, look, try this. Here's a project. See what happens.
So that's truly inspiration that you get the
Yes,
idea from. Okay.
exactly. Well
Okay.
said, inspiration. Yes,
Okay.
breathing and spirit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And so whether or not we choose to do it, that's another matter too, but we chose to do this and we're doing it, you know. And it is
Okay.
very, very exciting to feel that we have a direct interaction with beings from other dimensions, other places in the cosmos.
Mm.
So, but I want to say,
May I ask who are your personal people upstairs there that whispered to your ears?
am I allowed to say?
Well, you
Okay,
decide.
yeah, sure, I'm happy to because they're telling me it's okay. Well, since I've been working with Shen Foundation, I've been working with Guanggong, who I'm sure you know who Guanggong is. Uh,
Yeah, a general turn into our god of guard, guardian.
Amazing, amazing, wonderful being who is really good at being organized and direct, and that's very appreciated. And is always there. Um,
Mm. How do you know these are not the things that you thought of, you imagined, but rather it comes from a different source?
that's just practice. I started working with guided teachers when I was 21.
Mm.
Um, but also a very, very important aspect in the communication is that we have our energy in good shape first. Sit down, do the open heart meditation, bright light technique, make sure that our frequency is as high as we can be. And then it's like getting the right phone number. If we got our energy sorted, then we reach the
You
right
dialed through.
contacts.
You dialed
Yeah.
through. Okay.
But
Okay.
thanks
Okay.
for mentioning that. That is really critical.
Mm.
If I go and ask a question when I'm tired and stressed, not healthy.
You
You,
get nothing. Okay.
I get
Mm.
no answer. Thank goodness. It's good I don't, because I might get the answer from the wrong source, you know. But
Oh,
but I
okay.
just, I don't. I just hear when my energy is like before we start to work with this now. I spend some time to be calm, focused, ask for their support on what I'm going to say to you, and I feel them there, and I know it's them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but
So
so
when you are desperately begging to be saved and rescued, you may not get the right God you're praying to. You may get somebody else.
I have had one experience when I had help when I was in deep trouble. Yes. Um, and my energy wasn't very good. I'm sure if we're really like at death's door, um, you might get some help. And
Mm,
what happened out here where I live, we have moose everywhere, and they are huge. You hit a moose, you die usually.
mm, mm.
I was driving home in the dark, and it was snowing, and this was some years ago. And my foot just hit the brake really hard for no reason.
Mm.
And then maybe a second or two later, a moose walked right in front of me. If I hadn't have done that,
Oh,
I would have collided with it. Uh,
oh, okay.
so I know that that was help from above because I had
Oh,
no reason to brake,
to
you know.
break. Your physical eye couldn't see anything yet,
No,
but
thank
your
you.
sixth senses already got the information. Okay.
And not my time to die. So one foot on the
You have
brake.
work to do. You have work to do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, I'm sticking around to 120 mainly because there's so much I've got to get through
To
and
get
want
to
to
do.
get
Yeah.
through. No, we're
Well,
just
so far
starting.
it's been a pretty juicy gossiping because you knew you were one of the Atlantis person and that came back and then this time try to at this critical junction help the humanity to transition through. And
Yes.
also you seem to be able to connect with sources or beings from different dimensions and get guidance, teaching from them. Um, and you also mentioned you have been here many rounds, and some of the
Mm,
lives you didn't get it right. So I want to wrap it up with a question probably everyone at one point or other would ask in their life is who am I? Why am I here? Why am I here on Earth? If indeed there are beings from different places, do we go to other places,
yes.
other planets as well? So how
Yes.
about that as a recap of our cosmic
Absolutely.
gossip? Uh-huh.
Well, we're here to evolve. That's that simple. Learn and grow, evolve, move to higher consciousnesses. Yes, we are one of endless schools in this cosmos. I don't can't even imagine them all. But like I said, this one's special because we can interact with very many different types of states of consciousness.
Right here on Earth. Okay.
Yes, while we're here on Earth.
Okay. All right.
But that's really the simple version. It's just a school to learn and grow, and a very
Okay. We're
special
not
one.
in jail. We're not throwing here for punishment.
No,
We
no,
actually
no.
are here to to get through schooling. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a very special school in the
Uh,
cosmos, I promise you. And like I said, all eyes are on it right now because we're going through a big test, if you like, to see, if we collectively smart enough to not be Atlantis again.
Okay. Well, are you alone? Do you have people working with
No.
you? What are you doing right now? I mean, any other people share your vision, doing the same thing?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm working with Shen Foundation. We're a really lovely team of people, and working together with. We have the projects we already mentioned last time. We have one more happening on the 11th and 12th of April. Where
This month.
yes,
This month?
next
Okay.
weekend, yeah. We have Dr. Brian Arthur coming from California to hold a weekend workshop in Lausanne in Switzerland. And he will be sharing with us his many years of wisdom as an economist, as a Taoist, and how he has used his wisdom in economy plus, to get through life in a good way. So really looking forward to that. Um,
Ooh, I would be so thrilled to get your recap because I know our economy is at the junction of totally restructuring and totally transforming. So it'd be great to hear economist and Taoist perspective.
I have got a lot of questions lined up for him. I'm very curious myself. He is famous for inventing something called complexity theory, uh,
Okay.
which has really influenced the planet's economy a lot. But
Mm.
I'm also looking at ways that we can use it to help bring people together to meditate together for the
Oh,
stillness
okay.
thing we
Okay.
mentioned. So
Well,
yes,
hopefully we
it's
can
all
get
going to
him to
fit.
gossip with us.
Yes, that will be lovely. Let's see if we can fix that, you know. I would love that. I'm sure he would too.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, now looking ahead, let's imagine things going well for humanity. We really did, we're going to do what it takes to move forward. Then what happened? Then what's the new being look like?
Wow, this what a lovely
Or
question.
what kind of world would it be? I would like some vision into that.
Well, to start with, we will have fixed the climate, the ecology of the planet, where we have things back in balance as best that we can. We will have
So we and nature are in
in
harmony.
harmony. That to me
Okay.
is priority now.
Okay.
If we go back to worst case scenario, if we don't pull through, I don't think we're going to blow up. I think we're going to burn up. You know, that's
Oh.
likely that we will our climate will collapse. So
Mhm.
I think that will be number one, that we've got that sorted, we've got harmony back with nature, and then harmony with each other and with our own lives too. Maybe we live in smaller communities with very good contact with nature. I feel that's really important. And that we have developed AI and other technologies to the point where who knows what, but that we've used them to good, to make the planet healthier, to make us grow faster. And the last thing is, I am totally sure that interdimensional communication that we're talking about will be just everyday thing. It won't be unusual because we all have the ability to work with that now. It's just been suppressed by religions and politics, but it's always been there. And I feel that will come forward too. That'll just be every day that we have communication with folk from this dimension or that and think nothing of
All
it.
right. Well, Brian, what I find really fascinating in conversing with you is that throughout the human history, whether it's history, philosophy, science, or spiritual pursuit, people have always tried to understand um, our relationship with the cosmos and also our relationship with each other uh, in the sense of what's the essence of life, what's the meaning of life. So some of the ideas that resonate even strongly today or strongly with some people than others. So I'm glad that we can gossip about it and maybe it will bring out more like-minded or like-hearted souls that we can continue to ask this question that how do we live more consciously and more compassionately and
Yeah.
in order to heal the humanity and the planet. The two seems like their fate and destiny are very closely interwoven together. You can't really separate them at this
No.
junction. It's quite clear now. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the most powerful takeaway from today is that the big change may not be just some of the big bang and big actions out there, but rather the most profound changes from within. So hopefully
Yes.
we can continue that conversation and that journey together. And thank you so much, Lyell. And here from
Thank you.
Washington, I'm Elaine Chung, and I'm actually a health scientist by the day job and energy healer and cultivator in heart. So I find that kindred spirit with you and this conversation being so easy and smooth. You, a nature lover, energy healer, and a very consciousness based healer for the planet as well. That's how I got that impression from you. So thank you, Lyle. Until next time.
Thank you so much. Good, very good use of cosmic gossip. Bye
We'll
bye.
continue the gossip. All right. All right. Well, thank you. Until next time.
All the best.
Bye now.